Boom, salutations, peace to the primes. 747 24/7, 361 degrees. What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling today? Doing a spiritual check-in, and I wanted to talk about a couple things. I was broadcasting a little bit earlier and I got cut off. So I wanted to come back on and discuss some ideas. How y'all feeling? What's up? Peace to the family. Peace, peace, peace. I know it's been a while with me being on the broadcast, but I want to let you know that I am here with y'all. I am definitely here with y'all. I've been working on a new book, which is The Seven Weapons of the Messiah. All right. Now, this is a important book considering that, you know, it goes into the details of the Messiah in reference to how to protect yourself when navigating through the course of reality. It gives you a couple ideas on how to proceed through life in general. What's up? Thank you. Share the video. If you in the building, share the video. I appreciate it. Now, we should be growing. We all should be moving forward in a form of progress when it comes to our knowledge and the utilization of our knowledge. You know, one thing I want to share with you is that ever since I decided to give myself to the universe and be a vessel, more or less, to help people and to change the world that I live in. You know, I've been learning so many things, and what I would like to bring, excuse me, what I would like to bring to fruition is that if you see at the at the bottom of the screen right there, you'll see it says Messiah Code Technologies. All right. Now, the reason why it says Messiah Code Technologies is because as a movement, we're actually switching or changing up the theme of what we represent. All right. If anything that you have heard from me before, especially reading the 1 through 31 memorandum, it talks about how there's no more Islam, no more Christianity, Buddhism, such and such, such and such. There's no more none of these things. Only thing it is the network. What that means is that you tap into the frequency of thought and you utilize what's relevant to your life. Y'all hear me? Thank you. Can I get a share for the people that's watching YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, wherever you watching? I appreciate the love. Can I get a share? Thumbs up the video, please. I appreciate it. So, like I said, we're in the age of information where literally it's order. You know, that's one of the things the most honorable Elijah Muhammad taught about. He taught about movement and then he taught about order. All right. But we're in that principle of order where we are we are aligning ourselves with our true purpose in life. All right. So, you know, just like it says in Proverbs 1:5, how it talks about let the wise man listen and add to his learning. We're always growing. We're always becoming something. The moment you stop, that's the moment you perish. Okay? Now, the Messiah Code is an archive of information that is, has been, and will be moving throughout the mainframe for an eternity of what we call time and space. Okay? It has been called by many names. Now, I want to bridge us away from a lot of philosophical ideas, and bridge the family from the ideology. Okay? If you ever watched us years back when we first put up the name of the movement, it was called, or it is still called, Messiah Code, the Messiah Code, Spiritual Conscious Evolution for Future Technology. That's what was the name of the movement, all right, when we first started. But it was kind of lengthy. Messiah Code, Spiritual Conscious Evolution for Future Technology. It was kind of lengthy. So we strayed away from that and made it the Messiah Code movement because it was more or less relevant to the idea of connecting certain spiritualities together and bringing about the leadership in each and every one of us in our designated area. All right? So that's what it was all about. But I want us to move forward. I want to let y'all know we're moving forward and we got to move with the world. If we don't move with the world, we're going to be left behind. If we want to keep on gravitating to a lot of philosophical ideas, we won't leave time to discover the true nature of life. All right? Which is to be creative. The universe is discovering itself through you and I. All right? Recently, it has been, a lot of revelations about how the brother Terrence Howard has embraced a certain idea of how reality is and is not. But one thing is, following the brother that I found out that is very special about what the brother Terrence Howard has brought forward. He's the first person that I have seen that has brought out transcendental flight. All right? In transcendental flight, he's utilizing the same flower of life that was given to us with the 64 circles. All right? And when he puts force, when he actually put the four bubbles together, he got what is it's called the tetrad. And if you ever look at some of his videos, the first image he starts off with is called the tetrad. And the tetrad has four poles to it. Okay? Four poles. But what's so deep about the tetrad, and hopefully I got the name right. Just make sure I got the name right. But if you ever look at it in transcendental flight, it can fly any way. Like, it can fly upside down. It can do spins. It can go this way, that way, up, down, circles. People act like the man is crazy. But how can a man be crazy and he's educated so much to the point that he's changing the world and the way we see things? It's been many of us been questioning reality. For instance, when he talks about 1 times 1 is 2, the reason why he said 1 times 1 is 2 is because if you multiply something, it's supposed to increase. And when you break it down, yeah, if you see something one time, it's not really one time. You only see it once. It's not one time. The moment that you put multiplication to it, you change the nature of it. All right, you add to it in some form or fashion. You increase it. The same thing is when he talk about, well, one times zero actually equals one. It doesn't equal zero because you're telling me to take something that is a substance and then take it and multiply it times zero, and then it equals nothing. So whatever this was, it goes into nothingness. That doesn't make sense because energy always finds a way back to itself. It always reboots itself in some form of way, some form of fashion. All right. So he said that's impossible. And when you think about it, it doesn't make sense. Okay? If I would multiply something times zero or multiply something by anything and it doesn't increase, it was said in the Bible to be fruitful and multiply. Okay? So, yeah. And then when you notice that the structures that he created with the Tetri in the center of it, I believe it's going to be the future of how we're going to fly. It's going to be the future of how we. It's going to be the future of how we travel. That is my opinion about the teriology. What do you call it? If I got that wrong, my fault. But he has a. If you ever read his book, he got some good information in his book. And when you think about the 361 degrees, I was questioning reality the same way. I said, man, look, they gave us 360 degrees. But when I looked at 360 degrees, I always felt as though I was on the outside looking in instead of the inside looking out. You know what I'm saying? You don't, you're observing the world from your perspective, from the dot. So anytime you look at a circle, you're really looking at 361 degrees as opposed to 360. You're not outside of the dot. You are operating. All right. You know, it's that I, you know, a lot of ideas when it comes to uh, and we will bring the future of how we should be moving. And you might say, how are we going to do that? All right. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to start to assemble teams. Okay. We're going to get certain goals. And with those goals, we're going to establish certain teams to conquer these goals. The first one is energy. Now, in 2017, I brought forth the magnetron, which is a self-perpetual energy source that thrives off of magnetism. All right. I would like for us to re-explore those ideas. Now, you might say, LaMail, I do not know anything about engineering, technology, in a case of where I can be helpful in this. But that's not the truth. We got AI now. We got so many things. If we need to learn it, the only thing we need to do is apply ourselves. If we need to write code, we can get AI to write the code for us. It's no excuse for whatever we need to do. You know, I'm expecting us to start working with energy because we're going to need energy. You know, a way to redo our water so we can have water to reuse our water in some sort of fashion. I think those are the two important things that we should work on as a family. Everything else, you you want the oppressor to feed you, yo. You're dependent on the oppressor to to take care of you. It is in my heart for us to get away from these things. We live in a day and time where we can be innovative. It's just up to you to want to do it. But you can't do all these things by yourself. You need a team of people. Let's get out of this religion and let's get out of all of that shit that's keeping us in an illusionary state. Hear me out. I don't mean to offend some people, yo, because I just might. But I'm asking you, or I'm begging you, to drop that shit at the door. Leave it at the door, man, so we can move forward and we can do other things. How can we be creative? How can we move forward and be innovative for the future if you allowing the past to hold us down? All right? So if anything that your brother is saying to you or would like to talk to you about is that we about to start a project up in Messiah Code Technologies. The first project is called the Energy Project. We need to create sustainable energy for us. Whatever you want to do, that's up to you. That's cool. But if you want to get down with some people that are looking for the answers, not just the medicine, because they give you the medicine so you can keep on coming back. We looking for the cure to these ailments, these problems and situations. All right? If you would like to be a part of our team, our research team, then we welcome you to it. In order to create the magnetron, we're going to need different individuals to research and to create certain components within the magnetron to make it a reliable source of energy. And let me tell you something, this shit ain't popular, man. What I'm talking about right now, it's not really popular. You might say, what? Self-sufficiency is not popular. And, social media will suppress the message. They will suppress the message. I need you to elevate the message and spread the message. Self-sufficiency is the key. And we need to start with energy. All right? If anything that I'm telling you as a brother, let's build the team up. This is Messiah Code Technologies. This is now known as Messiah Code technologies for everyone that has embraced the movement, you know, and, has resonated with the message. We have a new message at this point, all right? And I want y'all to know that we're looking to survive, all right? If anything, I can tell you, we're looking to survive. Not only to survive, we're looking to thrive as well. The first thing is we need our own reliable source of energy. And if you ain't with that, you with the problem. Let me keep it real. You with the problem. We can worry about food, all of that'll come. The land, growing our food, and all of that'll come as well. Let's start with the first thing is energy. To generate our own form of energy. Utilizing magnetics or the way magnets attract each other. The force of magnetism in order to fuel our energy. I'm telling you, that's what Elon Musk, he's moving to that. Hydrogen, he's moving to that as well. Like pretty soon, these Tesla's cars that they're going to be a thing of the past. They're going to be relics. He saw that doesn't really work like that. The Tesla, the electric cars, they're moving towards hydrogen cars. They're moving towards magnetically powered cars. Trust me on that. And it's going to be a time when we look back on these days and say, I was a part of the transcendence of the moment. All right? It's going to be a time where we say that. Shout out to my queen, Thea LaMel. Boom. But yeah, it's going to be a time of transcendence. We're living in the time of transcendence, rather. All right? Where everything is changing so rapidly that one day it'll be this, and then the next day it'll be something totally different. All right? The one thing that I will hope that we do is gravitate towards principles. Because the principles will help us deal with each other in the right way. We got to learn to deal with each other, man, and treat each other right. I think that's the highest order of life itself. You know what I'm saying? Confucius, he said this. Confucius, when he said, learning without thinking is useless. We should be learning things, and we should be practically utilizing what we have learned. Practically utilizing it. Why do you think every book is called? Sorry. Why do you think every book is called a master key application? The reason why it's called a master key application is because it's applicable to your reality. You got to apply it. Shout out to everybody watching the YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, wherever you watch it. Share the video, make a comment. If you're just coming on the video, what am I talking about? I'm talking about the innovative reality that we must embrace in this day and time. I'm talking about how we must move away from religion. Now, people call it spirituality now. I think it's in our nature to practice spirituality and not practice religion. But I'm gonna tell you this: that spirituality is moving away from spirituality, and it's getting more religious. Because if you think about the road, a lot of the roads that we travel, y'all, a lot of us travel roads that came from religion, and we still got that monkey on our back, where we bringing that into spirituality. All right. It is my hopes that we move towards technology, y'all. Listen, everything that we want and need is at the end of our own arm, in the palm of our hands. Everything that we want and need, y'all. We have to get it through each other. I know that shit sounds cliche. You say, LaMel, I heard that shit before, man. Share the video, heart the video, please. It helps the algorithm. You don't even got to do it if you don't like it or not. Just help me out for the algorithm. Real talk, y'all. Because it is an effort to suppress the message. It is an effort to suppress the message. Okay? Hear me out. Let's get out of that religion mindset. Let's start working. If we really smart, if we're really knowledgeable about what we got going on, let's start creating things. Let's start inventing things. Let's start being the solution to the problems of the world instead of being the problem ourselves. The first thing that we need to create is a reliable energy source. Once we create that reliable energy source, then we can move forward to other things. You know? But we need a team on this. We need engineers. We need welders, electricians, mathematicians to calculate what's necessary and what we need in order to create a self-sufficient energy source for our people. Real talk. Like I said, if you just coming in the video, you might ask me, yo, LaMel, what are you talking about? I'm talking about the convergence from a philosophical group to a technological community. That's what I'm talking about at this point. Like all of that other shit, I really don't give a flying fuck about it. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't mean to sound so vulgar, but I really mean that. I don't give a flying fuck. I don't care about no damn Muhammad. I don't care about no damn Jesus. I don't care about no Buddha or no whatever. All that shit that people are running towards. I don't care about none of that. It really don't matter to me. I'm gonna keep it real. If anything, I can say to you, heart to heart, speaking to heart, because this is the same dogmatic approach that has oppressed my people. for hundreds of years. And y'all need to wake the fuck up, man. We are the gods and goddesses that they're going to be worshiping thousands of years from now. If you are offended by my message, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. All right? But we are those gods. We are those revered people. People. You get what I'm saying? Revered beings of the future. Someday we will be the ancient ones, just like we revere ancient ones of the past. Someday we will revere some people. I mean, we will be revered as a great people. I want y'all to know that. All right? Let's move towards technology, man. Let's move towards it. You know, I had a broadcast a couple weeks ago, and I was talking about how the government actually they it's it's actually the secrecy act of the government to withhold certain patents. Now, I was talking about that last week about how um, they have an act in place of secrecy when things get, you know, to basically to halt the creative minds of the young, of the youth. You know what I'm saying? They have excuse me, the Invention Secrecy Act of 1951. That's what I was talking about. Where with the Invention Secrecy Act of 1951, how that they can stop certain inventions from entering the market because it will cause like a global shock. If it's an economic shock, it can be an economic shock or something like that. They will actually halt the patent and will not let certain inventions come out. For instance, don't you know that they can create water out of air? They can actually create it. They they actually can create water out of thin air. Water is in the air, y'all. I'm so serious. They got other things like the water we already know in Dubai. They making it rain. They couldn't even cut off the machine at one point in Dubai. And it was flooded out in the middle of the desert. You know, so we can climatically terraform any part of the planet. Any part of the planet could be habitable. The Sahara Desert could be habitable. You know what I'm saying? It can be filled with life and vegetation. Okay, we have that ability. But certain things, like I said, they're not going to bring these things out because it will cause an economic impact. It'll change the way you see and view the world. But I got one for you. You don't got to be worrying about mass producing things. Only thing you got to do is worry about your immediate environment. Those that you must save in your immediate environment. You get what I'm saying? And man, you can do anything that you want. If we want to create an energy source, we can create an energy source. All right? We can do that. We need a team of people on it. We need people to wire the machine. We need a we need a team of people to draw the diagram of the machine. You know, graphic artists, to run a simulator with the machine. We need all types of people to be a part of this same collective in order to create what is needed. All right. Thank you. What's up? What's up? Shout out. Shout out to you, Cecilia. Thank you for your presence. Lord knows, because Facebook does its thing, man. The only thing I can do is just let it flow. Let it flow, because since I made my account. I monetized my account on Facebook, but it seems ever since I monetized my account, it's been harder to reach my immediate audience. And I don't know if they want me to pay, boost my posts so I can reach my regular audience, but it is what it is, man. I really hope the message it comes to my people. All right, real talk. I really hope this message gets to my people, if anybody. I'm about to develop a research team and a construction team for the magnetron. If you would like to be a part of the research team, let me know. Let me keep it real, y'all. We gotta come with more stuff for our survival, yo. We need to work on more stuff for our survival. If we don't, we're not going to survive. And if you do survive, you're going to be taxed. You're going to be taxed so much that you're going to be thinking slavery is over, but slavery is still exists. You might say, how is that? If you're working all this time and you're doing all this work just to make a couple dollars, right? Just to pay bills. What is that? That's slavery. Just to pay a bill. You don't have no time for yourself. And you're just paying bills. That's another form of slavery. But what are we paying bills to? That's the question. In most cases, it's our energy source, our water source, and our food source. You know what I'm saying? Now you want to go on to cell phones and all of that. Come on, man. We choose to do what we do. You know what I mean? So I don't really want to hear that. But when it comes to our energy, our water, and our food, they got us. They got us, yo. And those are the three things that we need to work on. Everything else to me, is bullshit. Why do I care about fucking niggas arguing about Egypt? Why do I care about this shit? Why do I care if people argue about if Jesus existed or not? Why do I give a fuck about it? That shit is not going to feed me. It's not going, like, real talk. It's not going to help me eat. not going to allow me to eat. Now, people arguing off over that, they do make money off of it, but they making money off, they're finding suckers that want to be in the illusionary state. Let's get out of that fucking illusionary state, yo. We should be talking about processes of certain shit. I'm gonna tell you another thing that we should. Anything that we doing, like let's say we're having a build or a discussion, right? It shouldn't be like a feel good discussion where a nigga is saying some shit and he is like revving you up. I think our discussions should be more about, yo, what did you come up with? What did this? How did this come up? How did this coincide with this? And how does this connect with this? As a part of the solution. I told you, man, we need energy, we need water, and we need food. All that, everything else we can create. Everything else we can make that shit. Everything else. All right. What else I want to talk about? Again, man, this is Messiah Code Technologies. That's where we moving at. Messiah Code Technologies. All right. I got something for y'all.
You are the God of your creation. You are the center of your universe. So you got a residual self-image on how you create or what you want for your garments. You don't got on your royal garments right now. None of us. Now we need to be amongst a court of royal people too. We need to be amongst a court of great people.
You know how in a temple, every temple is given a Qibla of some sort, a direction to pray. All right, if y'all just coming in, I'm talking about how we either in the Matrix or either in the book. If you just tuning in, all right, and I'm explaining that. All right, but check this out: a rectangular prism actually is has the same principle as a square, as a cube to find the volume. All right, so. Now, I want you to liken that into the dimensions that we living in. Person, places, and things. Past, present, and future. Man, woman, and child.
The Messiah, Messiah, Messiah,
Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. I want to read a little bit from the 7 weapons of the Messiah, if I could. Ouch. How did that happen? Yeah, I want to read a little bit from the 7 weapons. I don't know how I can read. I'm driving, but it's certain thing I wanted to bring out, I guess. Now, y'all remember the Messiah had 7 weapons, right? The Messiah has the rod, the staff, the arrow, the bow, the sword, the laser, and then the hammer. I think personally, this book that I'm writing will complete a lot of people's studies. all things considering, when you think about the Messiah, again, a Messiah is a leader or savior of a particular group or a cause. We all have a sense of purpose, but it goes even deeper than that because a Messiah is one who is preparated for war. Now, when you think about a warrior has weapons that he or she carries. Even if they don't carry weapons, they can treat their self personally as a weapon of sort. You know what I'm saying? So the Messiah doesn't have a shield because the Messiah wears the whole armor of God. It wears the whole armor. He or she wears the whole armor of God. All right? It's not just, when you got you the universe protects your mind, protects your eyes, protects your ears, protects your feet. I talked about this before to everyone when I was saying that the universe gives you a way to, you ask the universe to protect your feet so that you may walk in the right places. You ask the universe to guard your eyes so, you may have vision and so forth. I can talk about various other portions of your body. Now, ever since I brought the Messiah Code to y'all, I always talk about how the body is the temple, but it's certain principles that the body embraces as being the temple. All right? Each portion of the body has a certain designated purpose in your spiritual awareness. You got to think of the mind not as the brain. The mind is also the hands. The mind is also the ears. The mind is also the feet. The mind is also the face. It's the mind. All right? It's not the brain. The brain is being programmed by the mind. All right? So you got strategies of self mastery. Okay? One of them is setting the foundation, which you use to establish your core values and your intentions. All right? And then you got expanding your horizons. These are tools for self mastery. Expanding your horizons, where you seek knowledge, explore different practices and philosophies, not just your own philosophy, your own way of seeing things. You know, um, you think of it as collecting different type of bricks from a quarry to build your temple. All right. Another technique for self mastery is integrating what you learn. Why learn something if you're not ready to implement it? Okay? And that's the difference between knowledge, wisdom, understanding, overstanding, understanding, and then you got solar standing. Okay? Then you got the embodiment and action. Okay? You translate your knowledge into values. into concrete actions. Okay? Do you think about reflection and refinement? Because everything, once you have created it, you always go back to the drawing board to see how it can be refined, how you can make this better in some sort of way. These are tools of self mastery. If anything, the Messiah Code teaches you, it teaches you the idea of to become a master of self. Remember, we start from the second point, which is called Nazov, the self. All right, that's your first point, but it would be your second point. All right. There's other things that I would like to discuss as part of messiahship and the things that we must do as noble beings in order to change this world that we're living in. I believe that you don't really have to worry about the planet. It's in my heart to really believe that. All you got to do is just worry about your world. It's certain people that think like you, that feel like you. They are you in some sort of way. You just have to bridge the gap and connect with these people. You know, the Messiah Code or Messiahship, and it's not a destination. It's really a short path on what is considered to be a long road. Okay, you become the best versions of yourself through the Messiah Code. Your calling, your calling represents your purpose. Remember, in order to get out of what the matrix, you had to be called. To come out of the womb, you had to find your purpose. All right, and many of us have are finding our purpose. All right, day in and day out. In terms of who we should be, who we are, and how to express what the universe has provided us. All right. Thank you for riding along with this journey with me. I really appreciate y'all presence. Y'all have a great day. Cool.